Here are 5 chimp strategies that are great for black bordering maps. The first strategy is based off of the Tack Zone. Basically, you're going to want to start off with a couple dart monkeys, Etienne, and a submarine. And then you're going to want to get a tack shooter down and get some lead popping power. Get support towers like the alchemist. And eventually get overdrive before round 40. After this, you're going to want to get up a primary training village and get up some towers to stall the Moabs. After these steps, you should be able to afford the Tack Zone outright, so get that. Now get something to help out with the ceramics. I recommend a Prince of Darkness or an aircraft carrier. Get an M.A.D and maybe get shattering shells to help out with the fortified balloons. With the leftover money, I got a perma spike, but you can get basically anything you want. Just make sure it does a lot of damage to help with the bad. Use all your abilities on the bad balloon and you should be good. The next strategy is really popular. I have a whole video on it, you can check it out. It's the druid strategy. Start with a ninja, sub, dart monkey, whatever you really want. It doesn't really matter, but eventually you need to get down open. Eventually you're going to want to get down 2 discount villages, one with jungle drums and one which will eventually turn into an M.A.D. Get down 6 druids around Oban and get them all up to pop lusts. Then get the Avatar of Wrath. I got this really early because this map is really easy, but you should get it around the late 80s to early 90s. With the leftover money, I decided to get a balloon incineration mortar. This was kind of overkill because the map was really easy, but if there's on a harder map, I just recommend getting a ton of support and it should bring you to 100. This next strategy is fairly easy. It just involves the Sky Shreddar and a really easy early game. I really recommend using Etienne here as his level 10 ability is very useful. Then eventually you're going to want to get a Buccaneer and get it up to Destroyer. Then get it up to Aircraft Carrier and buff it up a bunch. Then get the Carrier Flagship before round 63. This guy should carry up to round 80. Then get an Ace up. This will be our Sky Shredder. Should be able to afford the Sky Shredder before round 90. Use all your abilities on round 100 and that's basically it. The next strategy involves the M.A.D and the Balloon Solver, which synergize very well as the M.A.D pops the Moabs and the Balloon Solver pops the ceramics. The early game isn't too important, just make sure you get Geraldo around round 10 and you should be good. Get something to take care of the Moab. I got a spiked ball factory with smart spikes so it shoots properly, and I also got a ninja with an alchemist. After this, get 2 discount villages. This will really help you save money on the M.A.D and the Balloon Solver. Get a Dartling Gunner up to Rocket Storm. This ability is very strong and it should last you easily to the 70s. Now with the help of genies and literally everything out of Geraldo's shop, I was able to save up for an M.A.D just like that. Now with the Balloon Solver and the M.A.D, you should easily be able to beat round 100. This strategy is much harder than the previous 3, so I really don't recommend trying this before you've tried out the last ones. Other than that, yeah, a really cool strategy, works on a bunch of maps. Now the 5th and final strategy here is a little obscure and it requires the Infernal Ring and a little bit of setup. I decided to get an engineer and eventually I decided to get Gwendolyn. You can really use anything for the early game. All you need is something that could easily get you around 80. With the simple setup and using Gwendolyn's abilities, you should be able to save up for the Sentry Champion. Then just get up an Alchemist and upgrade your village to help buff the Sentry Champion. Then get up a Ring of Fire. This synergizes very well with Gwendolyn. Now after this, I didn't use a single ability and I was able to save up for the Infernal Ring just like that. Now with the extra money, I decided to get a primary expertise. You can easily get a perma spike or literally anything that just helps out pop balloons. With these towers alone, it should be enough to take out the bad, but I still recommend to get a first strike just for safety, and you should be able to beat the map. those are some really great chimp strategies I found. If this video helped or you just found it entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed, liked, and commented. Anyways, if you have any new ideas for new chimp strategies, include them in the comments and I'll definitely add them in the second part.